Hello, today we're going to go over a really easy air fryer gluten-free bread in a small springform pan, and let's get started. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to proof the yeast. 1 tablespoon. I have a 2-cup measuring cup here to allow for the bloom to have room to expand, and a tablespoon of table sugar. We'll mix in 1 cup of warm water, and we'll set that aside while we measure our dry ingredients into our bowl. For the dry ingredients, we're going to put a 1/2 cup of gluten-free rolled oats, a 1/2 cup of hemp hearts, 1 cup of tapioca starch, 1 cup of brown rice flour, 2 teaspoons of salt. I've used regular table salt, white salt, or sea salt. I've used the Himalayan sea salt, and that works fine too. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of xantham gum to help hold it together. I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking powder to help give it some rise oomph. And I have used whole psyllium husk, but this is not whole psyllium, this is the powder. So I will use 1 tablespoon less of this. I'll use 3 tablespoons of the powder. If you have whole husk, then you would use a quarter cup. Why do I use this? I use this to give it a chew factor versus a mealy factor. And we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar in here as well. All right, we're going to take this to the mixer and combine these before we add our liquid ingredients. We'll give the dry ingredients a good stir. And we're going to add the wet ingredients. We need 2 tablespoons of oil. I use olive oil. A teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. In a pinch, I've used rice vinegar as well. We need 3 eggs. And our lovely bloomed yeast. If yours does not bloom like this with this foam, then your yeast is either not activated or old. You would not want to make your bread without seeing this bloom, or you will be disappointed. Give that a thorough mix. Now you'll notice that the dough is starting to stick to the paddle. Gluten-free baking is all about the consistency. If it's thick like this and following the paddle, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons worth of water. And another 2 tablespoons. Just to let that psyllium absorb in the oats. Give it a good big mix. And you'll notice it looks like thick brownie batter, and that is what you want. Now we're going to scrape the sides and use our springform pan. My air fryer is a large capacity 5-quart air fryer. This is about a 6-inch springform pan that I found at Michael's in the cake decorating section. This makes a great large tall sandwich loaf. If you don't want the tallness, you want more uniformity in sizes, you can use a Pyrex baking dish. This is a 5x7, and the difference would be these are all the same size slices, they're just not as tall, be more of a rectangle sandwich. We're going to oil this, make sure it's all across the bottom and the sides. Your dough will have thickened a little bit as the fibers absorb the liquids. And you want to make sure that it's not one all big hard ball of dough here. If it thickens too much, you can add a couple tablespoons of water and remix it well so that it incorporates into the dough. Gently, I'm not smashing, I'm just gently working the dough to be evenly distributed. Just gently tapping. I don't want to deflate. And we are going to cover this and either set it in a warm oven for half an hour or out in the sun. In the winter time, I will set it right by the air that's flowing from our pellet stove. Let's let this rise for half an hour. Alright, our bread is done proofing and rising. It's nicely puffy. We're going to transfer it gently without banging it around into our air fryer container. I'm choosing the bread setting, but I'm raising it to 350 for 30 minutes. That will give a nice even crust, bottom and top, and thoroughly cooked. Alright, the timer's gone off, and since I know this air fryer, I know that half an hour works well for this. Until you get to know your air fryer, you would open it at the end of its cycle, use a thermometer, food thermometer, and see if it's reached between 180 and 200 degrees. If not, put it in for 5 more minutes and check. Once you know that, then you'll know how to set it for next time. I take it out and just let it sit on the counter to cool. And once it's cool, I'll slice it and store it in a bag in the freezer and use as I need it. Enjoy. Alright, while that is cooking in our air fryer, I have this one that we made yesterday, and it's nice and cool. When it is cooled, I'm just going to run a butter knife around the edges, unstick it, and let that soak in the sink. And run the butter knife along the bottom. You'll see it's nicely cooked all the way through, no soggy spots, nice height. Alright, it has a nice crust. You'll see that it's nicely browned, and if you let it cool, you can easily trim it for sandwich bread. And it has a nice crumble with nice even bubbles. If you have to slice your bread before it is cooled, I would suggest using an electric knife, carving knife. That way you don't smash your bread and squish it. To serve this bread, you would want to store it in a gallon Ziploc bag or an airtight container in the freezer and use as you need it. Gluten-free bread turns very mealy very quickly, left out in air temperature or in the fridge. And there you have it. Nice protein, fiber, gluten-free bread, moist, perfect for sandwiches.